We're live with some crazy shit. Can we talk about craziness? The definition of craziness, please? Who wants to talk about it? I do. Who's me? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, and messenger of God. Do I have a message from God? Somewhat, yeah, sort of. Where it started with God, and that's where it is. Everything starts with God, and then it becomes reality. And that's what it means to be an ascending master. You go to the kingdom of God, and you bring down His messages to the people, and you plant these seeds of new reality. I'm a light worker. I'm a starseed. That means I work for the light, and I plant seeds in this bitch. So we're gonna grow a seed, okay? So where did this conversation start? Well, actually, I was thinking about my friend. And he had told me that he had had open heart surgery, and during that time he had witnessed what he believed was similar to the kingdom of heaven or something. He's told me about the golden gates and the beings, not angels, not humans, but beings that he witnessed during this time of altered consciousness when he was under, why they were giving him heart surgery, right? We're just talking about the guy that died and came back to life. And then right now I was listening to this song, Where Is Your Mind? And it's about people losing their minds, right? So the definition of crazy is an altered reality. That is outside of mass consciousness. Meaning you're crazy based on your thoughts and your beliefs. What you think is real, and you know what I mean? That. So, you think a crazy person is someone that hears voices. I love that question. If you've ever really gone to have a mental health evaluation, which I have, and I will clearly post for the world to see, I'm not afraid to show my jacket. But in that sense that's one of the questions they ask. Do you hear voices? And I started them right away with the complexity of that. But they didn't elaborate, and maybe we should have elaborated. I pushed them past the limitations of their understanding of the question. So the question is, do you hear voices? I said, I hear my own voice. I argue with myself in there. I have different, I have different opinions about things. I said, that's normal. Okay, well then later, we go into parts therapy, and I have altered egos. Altered egos. Okay, now an ego is your consciousness. I have altered consciousnesses that I'm circulating through, which is alternate realities that actually have individual characteristics. Not names, but I gave them names in a song that I wrote. But not names, but very distinctive individual characteristics, right? So that right there deems me as crazy. Now, science teaches you, Maslow taught you, that in order to hit, as we read about today, the theta wavelength to go with the flow and to be in the higher vibrations of consciousness, you in fact have to leave the confinements of your current consciousness. But mass society decides that anything outside of mass consciousness is deemed mentally ill, crazy, not feasible, theatrical, or, unwell, a disease. If you don't think like them, then you're mentally ill. But in order to have a higher state of consciousness, you must think outside of their consciousness. So they deem you, who's they? Science, religion, humans, everyone says if you have a higher perception of viewing life, a different reality outside of their reality, you must be crazy. But yet they're all trapped in the low version of reality. I just kind of wanted to point that out, is because I've always been crazy. Or you can say I've always had the ability to access altered consciousnesses, to where I succeeded the consciousness of the mind and its programming, to where I work through the subconscious. And that's where you guys try to access in dream states and meditation states. You try to access the divine, which is exactly where that man went for 36 hours. Where does the soul go when the body is resting? When the body is no longer in action, what are the functioning products? Because we know, and that's what just changed it, we know it's not the actual heart and brain and the system that runs through it. Science has showed that, the skeletal, all the different bodies, if you will. You know what I mean? The different layers of the body that put together that make up the body, but how the body can still, and that's it, chop a chicken's head off. It can run around for 3 days in Nebraska. They have a whole festival for that shit. How is this chicken running when it has no brain? When it's ran out of blood, when there's nothing, you know what I mean? There's nothing telling it what to do. The soul. When does the soul leave the body? When the body fails completely. That's when you die. But that's what science showed today when that man came back to life. His body had failed completely. It was gone. There was no life, no working organisms within this body for 36 hours. Until all of a sudden it was full of life and a full recovery is expected. There's people that have strokes that don't fully recover. But again, they have had a shock wave. Or, stroke is usually, whatever, a blood clot, whatever, all these different things, aneurysms, all these things is a shock wave to the system that shuts it down, but the body has the ability to reboot and run off of a different system. And each person that comes out of one of those life-altering experiences has an altered reality with more love and compassion and beauty and reverence for their life. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of wanted to talk about the definition of crazy. Is like what you deem as crazy is beyond your understanding. And because they understand something that you can't, you deem them sick or ill or not normal. I walked around for 39 years in altered personalities, shifting from one to another, and nobody knew that I was sick. They saw a severe emotional outburst to where they thought I was bipolar, where they would see extremes, but they didn't see it. And when they treated me for those extremes, that in itself made everything worse, because that's not what I was experiencing. I was misdiagnosed and then just undiagnosed. I walked around completely sick and was considered normal by your fucking standards. I lived a normal life, completely unseen. But as soon as I became aware that this way of thinking and this conscious and my reactions to, situations would make me switch into another reality and another version of myself, and I would just completely, you know what I mean? That's when I realized that I was, in fact, ill. And I went looking for help, and he denied me, saying that that's not what I had. It was something like parts therapy and watch some YouTube. Thank God he told me what to do. But that's what it was. And, there's other people that it's like they check you in a box real quick. They put you in a box real quick just to, you know what I mean, and send you away with your happy pill. Meds, it's 8:30. Did you take your meds? 8:30 a.m. or 8:30 p.m. And they're going to rotate them, and does your dick work? You know what I mean? Are you having more suicidal fucking thoughts? Are you inability to sleep? Are you fucking, you know what I mean? Is your whole fucking, you know what I mean? You go from highs to lows and all this shit because they're just trying to fucking make you think the way they think. They're trying to put your brain to rest. But the brain's breaking. Kanye West, can you please stand up? Kanye West, his brain was breaking. He was seeing things that other people didn't see, and he was seeing things in a way that other people couldn't understand or couldn't relate to. If you ask him, I was talking truth, he'll tell you there was a lot of people he was talking truth until he was talking nonsense. What happened? He started talking that truth and people thought he was crazy, so they medicated him. They tried to get him to act normal again. And now what is he doing? Exactly what you told him to do, act normal again. But he can't. He can't get into that brain part. Once this thing activates in your head, once it's awoken, it's a fucking crystal in your head. Once it's on. You're an antenna, and you're receiving new information that is outside of this world. As I sit right here, it's like, that's what I was telling him. It's like, my body's right here, but I'm never right here. And that's the hardest part, is be right here. No, it hurts to be in this skin. It hurts to be here. No, I can go spend all my time outside of this body, collecting information and being in all of the realms and being with God and being with the angels and being underwater and being in other countries. Doesn't matter. Because you can always do that outside of the body. The important thing is to bring it into this body and make it real, what you've seen. What can you do with what you know from outside of this world? And anytime people like myself try to bring visionaries, real visionaries, not fucking tarot readers, I'm talking real visionaries, come and try to tell you their visions, you deem them fucking crazy. You can't believe it till you see it, but even when you see it, you don't believe it. That is the lowest form of consciousness I've ever seen. Believing, it's your brain. Can it accept this? Can it believe this? And you can't. So how could you possibly see God or angels or unicorns or fairies if you don't even believe they even exist? I started real simple with stuff like that, and again was deemed crazy. It's like I was trying to start them with just their imagination. It's all in there. It's in your imagination. But when you use the word imagination, it loses its value. It doesn't actually mean, it just means it's made up in your fucking, in the dark spaces of creation. But you can't create out of nothing. You don't have that ability. It's given to you. It's a vision given to you, meaning it already exists in a time or place that you cannot see. And it was given to you to create in this place and at this time for all to see. I don't know what God showed Kanye with the music in the churches, but I know that it was always part of the plan because my church will have music and music activation. He changed the frequency of the church. He tried to keep it in his crowds, though. He didn't know how to do this. And that's it. He was one of the first. He crashed hard. He crashed hard, bro. But I'm not, you know what I mean? I crash in hard. We're all crashing hard. We're spaceships crashing straight into the fucking ground, bro. Talking about, you know what I mean? Peace. Peace. Love and light, bitches. We're here for peace. We're here for peace. You guys are trying to kill us and murder us and shit because we're trying to spread peace and truth. I don't know what the fuck he said about Harriet Tubman. I don't know what he said about any of that shit, bro. I don't know what he said. But now if we look back, was there truth in what he was saying and he was getting it distorted, trying to work it through his consciousness? Let me explain. I said that I got triggered about something about child sexual abuse, and I wasn't sure if it was real or if I was just triggered. And that's it. Is this real or is it just made to trigger you? Is it really happening outside of you? Or is it just an image that no matter where you saw it was going to make you feel uncomfortable? Right? Okay, so here's what it was. It was innocent, but because of my experience, I feared what I saw. And whether it was real or not, that's what I mean, is we can create a false reality. So I saw something that made me feel uncomfortable, like, are they touching their kids? And it was, you could say that maybe, why do you think that? And I could tell you why I think that. Because I myself was a victim of child sexual abuse. So now if I see anything that looks similar to what happened in my life, I fear it and I see it as negative. No, they must be touching their kids. That's not right. That's what happened to me. That's not right. That's not right. That's what happened to me. That's not right. Is it real? Is everyone that touches their kid the way that I got touched, you know what I mean, inappropriate? Or was I just meant to, you know what I mean, face this thing, right? And that's just it too. So like this thing that's happening right now with me and Christmas, is it real? Only inside my brain. It's driving me crazy. And on the outside, you could say I'm going crazy. But what's doing it? A programming. My heart says that this isn't real, and my brain says that it is real, and I'm fighting the two different reals. because it's really Christmas. But this really isn't important. And my brain says it's really, really important. I'm coming out of it now. I came out of it earlier, after that good shed of the tears and stuff. But, that's what I mean, is your brain creates the reality. But is it real? Or you're just really believing it? You know what I mean? We tell ourselves these little stories that are of what's happening outside of us. You know what I mean? To make us feel good about what's happening inside of us. Meaning you feel this way because this happened. Stuff like that. It's way above your, understanding. There might be some scientists out there that gets this. But truthfully, is like you deem people crazy because they don't think like you. But you're crazy because you can't think like other people. You can't put yourself in other people's shoes. So you deem them not people, or mentally ill people, or ill people, or diseased people, or, no good people, because they don't think like you. That's what people called me crazy. When I stopped thinking like them, I was crazy. Once you become spiritual, you're crazy. Once you think outside the box, you become a free spirit. You're a fucking crazy hippie. You're this, you're that. You're not one of us. And they set us apart, and that's what brought me up here, you know what I mean? What am I supposed to do? I'm a fucking witch. I'm supposed to just run away and hide in the woods? Yeah, bro, that's exactly what we need to do to feel our fucking, you know what I mean, to be one with our power again. But ultimately, how many of us occupy this space that you've put outside? It's like, you know what I mean? We walked as outcasts. We're outside, and you're all locked inside. You know what I mean? You casted us out, but you're the ones locked inside, where we roam freely, inside and out. Meaning inside the matrix, outside the matrix, inside our skin, outside of our skin. We don't live by the rules of the mind, and that's what this is crushing my rules of my mind. It's called programming. I always thought this way. Not no more. But I don't know how to think. We're going to go through this. This is how you're going to think your way. And that means every time it comes up, we got to think happy thoughts. No, but this doesn't make sense. No, but you know what I mean? You make it a new way of thinking without being so impressionable, where somebody could just come in and tell you how to think. And I'm seeing all my black leaders right now. It's like, you don't listen to how someone tells you to think. They can tell you how to, you know what I mean, how to act. And you know what I mean? And there's consequences to that. But how to think? No. And that's it. Most of our thinking is put in us by someone else. They told us how to think about things. They told us what things were. We were programmed by someone else outside of us. And it's, you know what I mean? The awakening is going back to you, which is God, because everybody knows the real truth inside. And you start to see the lies. God's love, the definition of love is truth. He opens your eyes to truth. Meaning you can see the truth, but now you see it was all a lie. They made a movie about it called The Matrix. It's like, what? Yeah, bro, they're just all plugged into this way of thinking. You can't wake them up. You wouldn't want to if you know what I mean? They'd be outcasted like us. You know what I mean? Eating off the crumbs and trying to, you know what I mean, give everyone else hope as we, wait for the Savior to come. You got to let them just burn in the, you know what I mean, in the system, to just feed the system. That's it. I don't know what you're feeding. I don't know what you guys are, you know what I mean? What's the idea of everybody thinking the same and we're all going towards the same goal, which is nothing more than destruction? How is there evolution when all you're doing is the same, failing fucking bullshit? And that's where it was. I started with that, and I'm going to end with that. It's like, the people you deem crazy are people that see things that you don't see. You should ask yourself why you don't have an imagination, why you can't see visions, why you've never talked to the Holy Spirit, why you don't know fucking Christ. What's wrong with me? Nothing. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with your heart? What's wrong with your chakras is what they call it. It's a system within your spine, within your makeup. When you were born as a baby, you had a soft spot right there. That soft spot is your crown chakra, where it all filters through. You wear a crown given to you by the Most High, just like Jesus Christ. And it probably, when it's filled with all kinds of stuff, everything's a little bit foggy. You have a third eye in between your eyes where you can see in between the bullshit. You can see what people are thinking. You can see somewhat of the future. You can see the past. You can see movies. You can see all kinds of stuff. It's called your imagination, but that's actually your intuition. It's all kinds of things. Your ability to see. Your throat chakra is your ability to speak and tell everybody about all the things that you see. What do you see? You have a heart that feels everything. It feels for people. It feels for the animals. It feels for the plants. It feels vibrations. It feels everything. You have a solar plexus, which is your God-given speed, where you have the ability to play God. And you get to be one of the gods. Right? That's your light. That's your confidence. That's your self-expression. That's how you feel about yourself. That's your light. You know what I mean? If you don't like yourself, then you don't got a strong solar plexus. You have your sacral. That's where you hide all. That's your God-given seed. That's your ability to give life. That's where your ovaries or your seeds are hidden. That's where all of that is. Your passions, your loves, your desires. It all hides in there, right? Then you have your root, your ability to put it down on the ground. And that's taking action, which is your feet. Do you walk it like you talk it? Do you put all of this energy into the ground, or you just shoot it off in different places? Do you know what I mean? Do you just shoot off at the mouth? Do you give any heart? Are you just running around as a whole god, a superior god than everybody else? Or you're inferior to everyone else? Do you know what I mean? Do you have any intuition? Do you have problems being able to speak what you see and how you feel? Because of persecution, you don't want people to know how you really think and what you really feel? Do you ever have these moments of, oh my gosh, that would be a great idea? Do you have these creative moments where you think that you can make a masterpiece in the kitchen, in the garage, on some paper, with some music, anywhere? You feel like you could just make some shit, like really make some cool ass shit out of nothing, like you're a Tinkerbell? That's divine feminine, all of that shit, dude. But can you really move it? Uh-oh. She doesn't know to give it gas. Let's see what she figures. Give it gas! My battery's dying. That was another thing. He has a battery charger. Hold on one second. I don't think that's what that is. There she goes. She did it. She's a smart girl. She's a smart girl. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about that is like, crazy. Life's crazy, bro. The programming of the Matrix is crazy. Grading out of it's crazy. Any way that you think, you're crazy. Because you don't think like anyone else. We're not meant to think it, but we think that we need to be like them. And that's the mass consciousness, the mass society, the masses and the asses. You want to be just like everyone else and do everything like everyone else does. And that's not authentic to who you are, because you were created of an individual piece, a sliver of God. You are your own identificational number of God. You know what I mean? I want myself to be seen in this person as this. You know what I mean? He wanted to experience, that's God. That's angels, that's the divine, that's the light. I want to come and experience what it feels like. Do you know what I mean? And so while you're here having these feelings, you also have the ability to express these feelings. But if you're repressing them, then you're not showing the world what it feels like to be human. Because that's all it is we're just here for a human experience. We're not here to conquer. We're just here to experience what it means to be human. But everybody has this idea that the experience is all materialism, egotism. You know what I mean? Take back all that's ours and, you know, conquer and destroy and, you know, 401k and, you know what I mean? I sound like the dude off of 12 Monkeys. I sound like Brad Pitt. You know, I connect with Brad Pitt more than, I mean, a lot of living souls. I really do. I connect with him all the time. Like, I mean, forever, ever. Can somebody call him, please? Lewis, call your boy. Like, tell him. Are you afraid? Are you possessive? You don't want to share me? I get it. I feel it. I know what's going on here. You guys don't want to share me. You're like, don't share her with the world. Shut up. There's plenty of me, just like God. I can love everybody and you, all different ways. And that's what you are. You're an expression of God. You can love everyone and do everything and be all of this in all different ways. But when you're limiting yourself to be the way that everybody wants you to be, you don't even know who you are. You're being somebody that somebody wants you to be. Someone that I used to know. I don't even know if I know you. Did I ever know you? Who are you? And so it's like, I don't know who you knew. That was just a shell version of myself that was Matrix created. I know it looked good and had a lot of nice stuff and talked well and had good money and, you know, I had nice stuff and stuff. But as I'm digging this up, it looks like it was a bad story, bro. It was all hidden. It was all hidden under the surface, dude. I wasn't that put together. It doesn't look so good. It's not looking so good. And then if you look back, if you take away all of the surface and shit, it's like I should look like what I've been through, but I still don't. Like, I just don't. And in the sense of, you know what I mean, running away from everything and just wanting to be free after a life of, you know what I mean, terror and trauma and, you know, what I've experienced is also should be normalized and accepted. Why wouldn't a person that has gone through what I've gone through want to be, you know what I mean, hermetized to where you're ostracized, to where it's a personal, I own an island and I don't fuck with nobody because, like Logic said, because I just don't fuck with nobody, and I don't fuck with nobody because I don't fuck with nobody, right? Meanwhile, I'm like, I don't fuck with you. Why am I like this? Did you hear about my life, dude? My life was like, oh my God, Becky, Eminem. Yeah, it was like that guy, but like worse, because, you know, I feel like my life was worse. Maybe he has worse stories that he's holding back. I don't think so, bro. I think I got you. I'm on top on this one. top five. I got all of them on that. And that's why I got to hold this darkness. I am the darkness that you try to claim as your own and use it as power and dominion against others. Nah, bro. You suffered the same way we suffer. We're all suffering and you're no better than us. So, you know, fucking shit. Shed a tear. No more tears. Ozzy. Karen. Sharon. Ozzy Osbourne, bro. He's totally blown in the mind. You don't call him crazy. You're like, it's Ozzy. It's an Aussie thing. That's our new saying for crazy. It's an Aussie thing. Okay? Everybody, say it with me. It's an Aussie thing. That's not good, because now we cause problems with the whole fucking Australian people. They're like, you guys are discriminating against us. No, we think you're crazy. What? See? You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. Just be damned. Damn it. Damn it, man. That's a good song by Pitbull. Before he became Mr. Worldwide, he was just a rapper. Damn it, man. That was a great ass song. I wish I could remember the words, but I can't remember my life, so we'll let those words go. Going on to it, yeah. Crazy. There's a lot of people that call me crazy. I'm like, you're fucking crazy, bro. What'd you have for breakfast? What time's your bedtime? I can look at grown-ass adults and make them feel about 2 years old. Like, yeah. There was a guy today. I did it to him. I went to 7-Eleven like 10, I don't know, like maybe an hour ago. It's been a while. And I was there, and they have these at all the 7-Elevens. If you haven't been to a 7-Eleven, you need to go to 7-Eleven right now before it ends. They've been having these dollar sales on these tables, and they're selling all kinds of shit. My kids keep getting fucking cotton candies and all these fucking, all kinds of random shit, bro. You can get big ass candy bars for $1. Everything's $1. Can't even get that at the dollar store. It's $1, like a dollar, right? And so there was this guy, and he grabbed this big ass thing of cotton candy. I was like, you better get it, bro. You need to feed your inner child. I was like, it's $1. It's $1. You have to say yes to the inner child. He's like, no, I gotta watch my sweets. The dude was Lewis, bro. He came here to do skiing and everything. He was just perfectly built, brand new fucking boots and everything. He's just here to fucking fill the role This is what he's here to do, is experience what it means to have a Colorado, Christmas. Hey, have a better one than I'm having. It hasn't even snowed. What are you doing right now? It's like 6 degrees outside. I was barbecuing today. What are you talking? Just kidding. My reality versus yours. Anyways, he's like, I'm supposed to stay away from the sweets. Who told you that? I know a doctor didn't tell you that. You saw it on YouTube somewhere, right? Your trainer told you? How many sweets are inside of that drink you're about to drink? I can't stand people. Meaning, you're a grown-ass person. You can't have no cotton candy? No, my health physician says this. Who's your health physician? Do they know what you're doing? Do you report back to them? Who's your daddy? And what does he do? Marshall. This is a goof song. I think my dad's gone crazy. Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. And I said, let off the peoples that don't think like you, and maybe try to think like other peoples, and then you could even be smarter than every crazy person you ever meet, because you could put yourself in their shoes and be like, yeah, it doesn't seem so crazy to be you. You have a crazy life. God's fucking you up. That's fucked up. I can see it how you see it. Yeah, that's cool. I do not see. I was about to start screaming some shit. I do not see it like you see it, but I can see that you're crazy. I can see how difficult it is to see the truth when you're standing in your shoes. So, and that's it. It's like when they're in the battlefield of their mind, and they're literally just, shadow boxing their own thoughts, you know what I mean? Their own insecurities, their own fucking, this voice inside of their head that's fucking killing them with their own bullshit, like mine is. You can't do nothing but stand back. Because if you get too close, you might get bit or something. You don't know. They're going to lash out at you because they're fighting. They're in fight mode. And they're just fighting themselves. And it can come outside of them. You know what I mean? And that's where it's like, you should go outside with that. Go smoke a cigarette. You want to smoke a joint? You want to listen to a song? Let's go take a bath. Like, you want to go for a walk? Like, how about a sage burn? Do you want to ask the gods something? I don't know. I know, right? It's such a fucking pain. We could talk to God. Sit down. Let's talk to God. He'll tell you something right away, I promise. Or he'll tell me because he never shuts up. Do you want me to talk? Okay, talk. You're like, she's crazy. You're fucking crazy, bro. You're crazy. But it's alright because we live in a crazy world, and it's just craziness was bred into us. We're going to break through the craziness, and it's just wiring. Going back to the Egyptians, it's just this fucking... It's just the covering. That's all it is, bro. It's just this fucking wrapping. You were wrapped up in this bullshit. It's in your genes, bro. Your Levi's or your 501s? That's right, you guys wear Versace and all this other shit. What is it that you wear? I don't know. I don't be wearing that shit. Don't let me come near you. I'm gonna mess up your clothes. I'm gonna have you stripped down naked. We're going back to the garden. Take your clothes off. Naked and afraid. Back to the Garden of Eden. That's too funny. It's a little too cold for all that bullshit. Anyways, yeah, sorry, not sorry. Let people off the hook and let yourself off the hook. If you're having mental battles, it's because, you know what I mean, your mind is fucking with you. If you're just going with the flow of your mind all the time, you're completely fucking just leave those people alone. Those people, you see them all the time. They're like on their iPhones and shit with Starbucks coffee and shit. They are totally plugged in. There's a screen in front of their face that's an agenda and shit. Like, let them stay on their agenda. But if your fucking mind and your heart is fucking with your agenda, then that would be God. There's no such thing as the devil. That would be your mind again, making up some shit that doesn't exist. There's so much proof of God. Prove the devil, bro. You're like an exorcism. Bro. That's your own fucking... If your fucking thoughts could have a form, it would be what you call an exorcism. Your thoughts turn into a darkness that becomes like that. And that's what it is you're like they're possessed by what? Their own thoughts. Their own feelings, bro. Like, that's it. Clear the thoughts, clear the feelings, they'll be okay. And you're like, you can't get something that dark out because you don't even know where it's coming from. You don't understand what it is. It's just a spirit of their own making inside of them. and that can't find rest because it doesn't feel safe. And that's any person that's had, you know what I mean, a mental breakdown, or, you know what I mean, a psychotic episode, or, you know what I mean, starts acting crazy like your baby mama or baby daddy. You're like, why are you acting all crazy? Because you're having an emotional break that makes you act out like Britney Spears. You can't handle these emotions, so you act out in unbelievable childish ways, screaming and cursing and hurting people. You might actually physically hurt someone because of how much you're hurting. You just want them to die. You want to die. You want everything to just die and go away. It hurts so bad. I don't want to be alive. Have you never felt a suicidal feeling in your life where you really just want to die? If you haven't, then I pray you never do. If you have, then you've already made it through. And there might be more to do. And we're totally fucking rhyming, but it's the truth. How many people can actually say that they, and what's creepy is when you find out how many people have tried and just couldn't pull the trigger, just couldn't couldn't finish it. Why? Because their heart wasn't in it. They just wanted to give up so bad, but yet they still had an ounce to live. I still have a reason to live. I just need one reason to live. Everything else makes me want to die. I just need one reason. Give me, what am I hearing? That's a fucked up song. Pink. Just one reason or something. I can hear the song. It's a fucked up song. Anyway, so yeah, we were talking about the craziness of, you know, the break of the mind, the ego death. It's crazy, bro. But it's necessary, because if you don't, you're just programmed by it. And that's what I told Bobby in the beginning, but I don't think he really understood it. I was like, I would just do whatever my mind said. It was all day telling me what to do. It's time to do this. Now it's time to do this. And it's time to do this. And don't forget this. And don't forget this. And I would just follow it until my body would give out in the middle of the night. And then I'd go to sleep. And then as soon as I wake up, before I could even open my eyes, as I'm still laying in the bed, you need to do this, and 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 oh my God, what about this, and what about this, and what about this? And I would just lay there crying. It just would kill me. Like, please stop talking. Please stop yelling at me. Please stop telling me what to do. And that's where you're asking God, please take this away. Take these thoughts away. Take these feelings away. It's hard, man. The awakening is hard. You don't want somebody to fight like this. It is a bloodbath within yourself. And you don't want people to witness it. But that's where I come in, and I let you witness it and see it, because you're here to witness it as I do it. You know what I mean? So that you know that it's okay. That you actually have seen it before, where when it happens, like it did to Kanye, you're not afraid. Thanks, Marshall. You are afraid. But in the sense of, I've seen somebody do this before. Now you have a scepter to acknowledge that this is you normalize it. You're starting to create visions, new realities, new understandings. Meaning, I've seen something like this before. No, I never seen no shit. No, I've seen something like this before. It's real. And then it starts to spread. There's other people that have seen people like us. There's so many of us. And that's where I was like, when Bobby was calling me crazy, I'm like, stop calling me crazy. I sent him a Wolfman's video, and he's like, he made some compliments about him. He's a very nice guy. It's just how he is. It's like, there's a million of us. We really do this stuff. And then I sent him the video a week later where I'm performing, you know what I mean, in front of fucking Bronco Seer. Yeah, I'm crazy, bitch. Look, this is what I do, bro. There's nobody like me. I really talk to dead people. I see them. They tell me to do this shit, and look at me, I'm amazing. But I live in my car right now. It's crazy, right? I know. So did Justin Bieber. So did Simon Cowell. You're not gonna believe it. So did fucking Lewis Hamilton. He lived in an RV with his daddy. Fucking Marshall lived in a trailer home that he's so ashamed of. Shut up. You guys couldn't even wear this shit as kids. Now here I gotta wear it for you with my kids and show you it's all good. You guys be acting all fucking bitch-like about this shit. Just kidding. It makes me feel some type of way sometimes too. And that's it. We feel like what it feels like to be, you know what I mean? It's not like what it feels like to be me, but what it felt like to be you, or your parents, or our grandparents, or anybody else that came over with didn't have a plan or action. And that's where it is too. Dude, my peoples today, man, they were like, have you ever been homeless in California? I was like, no. This is my first time. I don't think so. It's my first time really like homeless. And they were telling me all these stories. And they were just telling me about this life. And they've lived this life. They're like, dude, we did hitchhiking forever before we got a van. I'm like, what? I'm so confused. And then, like, you know, they had, just like me, I was like, you know, we're okay in there. We're really comfortable. If I show you, it smells good. It's as she's like, we do too, dude. We had a van. We had the other one that we would sleep in and one that we would drive around in and stuff. And we would make it work and stuff, but it got stolen, you know? And I was like, I know. And she was like, you know, it's like, you think I'm a freak, but there's so many people like us that are just not like you. And I get to bring the people not like you to see in a different light, which is bringing love and light to them and to you and to the world too. While I'm going through all this darkness, I'm the one going through the darkness, bringing all the love and light. I'm all fucking, you know, yeah, but why? Because I was created for it, but it doesn't feel good in the skin when you're powerless to the feelings. You're powerless to the feelings and the thoughts until you start to control the thoughts and create new feelings. And that's what I'm here to teach you. But anybody that thinks outside of your thought process, bro, leave them alone. Or at least try to think, you know what I mean, better thoughts about people that aren't like you. And that's it, you know what I mean? Like people, going back to the Bible and Christianity, they say that, you know, if you didn't live by the Bible, then you're not saved. But there's so many people that live by it that never even knew it. They don't know the preachings, but they've been walking through the teachings their whole life until you tell them they're not walking right according to your rule, or your interpretation of this Bible. And how many people read tarot? How many channels have I shown you in all these 2 years? They all read the same fucking cards. It's 72 cards, bro. You can even do it with 52. I think it is. Maybe something like that. Yeah, because they added the arcana, the major arcanas into it and shit. They added all those bigger cards, right? Like the world, the lovers, the this, the, you know what I mean? Those, the death, the justice, those are the added ons. But they used to use just 52 fucking cards. And everybody tells you a different fucking story using these fucking cards. You know what I mean? So everybody has a Bible, and everybody, hey, I'll be right in. They're fighting. It's time. Everybody has a different interpretation of what this Bible means, and they're all projecting it on you to what it means, which is the same as these tarot readers. The cards mean the same, and I come in and show you, it don't mean none of that shit, bro. All of you say that that fucking Chariot card means some other bullshit, and that's not what it says. All of you say that the fucking High Priestess is something that it isn't. All of you say that these things are not what they are. And they deem me as crazy because they're the masses. They've been taught in mass society that this is the way and this is how it is. And I'm like, that's not what my book says. I'm living this truth. Can you prove to me that your projection of these cards is happening in other people? And then they're like, yeah, it's happening in your life. That's not funny. But you're reading them and I'm reading them and everybody's reading the same book. We're reading the same energy, the same messages, but we're reading it through our eyes and our interpretation of what our brain has been fed. So if you don't give it new information, you're not going to see it any other way than the same way everybody else sees it. And I come to show you a different way of seeing things. Right? And, you know, on that way of seeing things differently, you're going to be deemed crazy. And I'd like you to stop deeming other people crazy for not seeing things the way that you do. Not living like you do. You know what I mean? Like simplistic things, you know, like something that really irritates me. You know, I have OCD, but I was beaten badly if the house wasn't cleaned. So that could have been created out of fear and pain. But now I look at people that don't clean their house, and I'm like, ugh, what's wrong with you? But they come into my house and see me be a maniac and ask what's wrong with me. I can tell you what's wrong with me. Can you admit that nobody taught you how to clean? That you weren't even taught this? That this wasn't taught, this wasn't made important in your life, but it was made as corporal punishment important in my life? And the things that are important in my life that I see are not important in your life, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why is this not important in your life? Because it was never made to be important in your life. Do you understand how this works? Yeah, I'm on a new level. It's a Monday. You always get new gifts and new messages and all this new shit. After you get rid of the old shit, which I'm doing plenty of, and I'm literally playing the Stephen Hawkins thing where I'm holding my spine up with the car. I'm literally against it because my back and my chakras are all broken open, and all this darkness and Christmas fucking gunk has come out of it. So I'm gonna go curl up with my family, and we're gonna watch a bootleg movie because we're ghetto like that. Yeah, we're pirates, dude. Straight piracy, bro. Remember those days? Remember those days where they used to sell the fucking bootleg DVDs at like the Lick and shit? Dude, I had like 500 of those motherfuckers, dude. I'd go out every time and catch a new movie, bro. It'd be all dim lighted, and there might be a person walking across the screen and shit, but we had new movies every week, bro. We saw the movies all the time. All the time, bro. And then we would go to the drive-in. We haven't done that. And you could watch 3 movies for $9, bro. Just be there for fucking 6 hours, just a whole camp out. Yeah, getting fabulous. I love it. And that's it. Don't be judging people because they don't live like you do. What if you live like us? Would it be so bad for you? If it was you, it would be bad for you. It's not like it's not bad for us. We just try to make the best out of what we have. And you guys are always longing to make something better. Oh, laughing at Eva. That didn't work. For reference, go look at my community page. That was hilarious. Oh, now we see why you were hiding your face, because you had an allergic breakout that you're blaming on your nails. Well, don't be going to those bunk-ass nail salons trying to make your hands look all pretty, and now your fists look all ugly. Ugly ass. Ugly ass. That's it. She felt ugly. Your solar plexus is showing. Your solar plexus. Actually, your fucking flesh is showing. And that's it. If you don't feel good on the inside, you can totally see it on the outside. People don't look like they feel. Are you okay? I'm not okay. I'm not okay in here. It's okay if you're not okay. But it'll be okay. As long as you can look at it in a better way, and you have to have some hope and some belief. Hope and believe that there's something else outside of you. Something you can't believe in, something you've never seen, that's going to come and help you. That's called God. Try to believe in God. Any form. Don't put a face on him. He doesn't like that shit, bro. Don't put a mask on him. Don't say Jesus is God. Don't say, no, he's a form of God. He was God for us. I mean, don't say, you can. You got the rap God, you got Kobe, you got Pac, they're all God. They're all a form of God to us. But don't put God in nothing. Just say, God's gonna make this okay. Start speaking new stuff and start making yourself believe it. You know what I mean? You have to believe it. And then you can change, your reality. And you don't really want to live it the way that things are. All like fake ass shit. Do you? Do you believe in this bullshit? I can't believe this shit. Do you know what? But then they look at me. People are like, is that bitch out there barbecuing in the fucking... I can't believe this shit. I know, right? I'm doing the best I can. I'm actually doing it. That was today. Is there some bitch out there fucking in the trees? Fucking pulling cars? I can't believe it. Believe it, bitch. You really saw me. Was that a witch? That wasn't a witch. You think it was a witch? What do you call people like me? Dude, we saw a witch today. No, you didn't. We did. She had cards and everything. No, for real? I don't believe it. Believe it, bitch. I was really there, bitch. I'm a witch, bitch. That's it. Can you believe this shit? No, I can't believe this shit. Maybe we should work on believing some more shit. Try to believe differently. Hey, don't be crazy. Or be super crazy. Be as crazy as you can be. It's okay. It's a crazy world we live in. Love yous. Laters. Bye.